Run away, run away, run away from this place. Finding the light, finding the light. This is my life, this is my life, my life.
What?
Remember when Plinko would happen and the crowd would go?
It must be a generation.
Yeah, it must be
dude.
something from the 1980s.
You guys should definitely go on Price is Right, like as the homies.
Maybe. You mind if I open the show now?
Connect.
You guys cool if I open the show?
Yeah,
Sure.
that's what we're
Cool.
doing.
Welcome back to Impulsive, the #1 podcast in the world. Thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing, subscribing. I'm eating waffles and eggs, as you can see here, because we're a little late. We kind of ran in. We've been shooting all morning. Our guest is pissed, rightfully so. I'm so sorry.
mad,
I am
so
so
mad.
sorry. We.
he gave us a middle finger.
He was about to walk. He was about to walk set. But I noticed, Andre, you're not even on the monopod today. Are you all right?
Yeah, man.
Tripod works? Okay, cool. So here we are. We're back. Everything's good. We're sweating a little bit. I got a hot date tonight. Excited about that. Oh, can I get that deodorant, actually?
Yeah, but it's not all natural.
It's fine. Actually, no, it's not fine.
Yeah,
You
screw
might end
that
up with
deodorant,
some
bro.
aluminum in your fucking
I don't want
veins.
that.
or
I don't want
some
that.
shit.
Not worth the risk. I don't want aluminum deodorant cancer. So yeah, man, I got a hot date tonight with the older woman, man. We talked about it. You heard it on the last podcast. I'm a little excited. I want to ask our guest if he has any advice because I think I need it. I realize I can't.
Don't make me do something I'm gonna regret.
Don't make me act up, baby. I can't talk to this girl like you know I do the normal girls my age and under me. I gotta treat her like a woman, like a princess.
Well,
So
not
what do
only
you-
that, but
what are you doing
gonna
different?
Talk, yeah, what are you gonna talk about with her?
I don't know. What do you say to older women? Like how with the kids today? How did
I
what
mean,
was the-
they,
what was the
I would
second
think they want
divorce
to
like?
get away from the kids. Probably don't want to talk about divorce.
So she probably wants to be sucked into my life maybe a little bit and be
Yeah.
rejuvenated.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you. More eggs. Yes.
That's a lot of eggs.
I need
Chef
my
Katie, how many
protein,
eggs
bro.
is that?
4 eggs?
4. Yeah, I already
That's
had
nice.
like 6.
Hey,
The kid's gonna turn into a
so I'm
fucking
excited for that. I know that you did a podcast yesterday. You went on Adam 22's No Jumper podcast with FaZe Banks. Are you stabbing us in the back?
Hell
Yeah, you bailing,
no,
bro?
I
You
was
out?
out there. I can't tell you the amount of times I used the word impulsive.
Oh, for real? You
That
plugged?
podcast. It's listen,
There we go.
Dylan. Isn't cross promoting a big deal in podcasts? Like you go on somebody's podcast, talk about your podcast. Sure, but it is, and you're saying if Logan had said that, you probably would have been like, yes, it is. Like,
I mean, he said sure. He affirmed it.
all right, cross promotion's a big deal. I was on there. I was talking about impulsive, what we do, how we do it. But yeah, it was good, bro. Me, Banks, Adam.
Yeah, it looks like it's getting views, dude.
It's getting views. It just was a lot.
I wonder
of,
who's pulling the views, you or Banks?
definitely
'cause-
Banks, bro.
Well, I
know
mean,
you're joking.
No, I'm not because like, bro,
You're kind of winning right now.
your channel that you just made is kind of on fire. Like you get views, man. You're popping. I don't know how to say this to you.
Yeah, but Banks is like the OG. And I'm not discounting myself that much, but like I think it was the three of us together too, because it was like 3
Solid combo for
East
sure.
Coast, like just like Adam's from
Yeah.
New Hampshire, I'm from Connecticut, Banks from Lowell, Mass.
Yep,
and
yep.
so like the three of us together just talking about all these like crazy topics. Banks had a revelation about Tana Mongoose.
Yeah. What?
What was
Banks
the
had a
revelation?
revelation about Tana Mongoose.
I said yeah.
I didn't know if you heard me.
I
That
blacked
they had
out.
had an intercourse.
Both.
Can you say that? Tana,
Yeah, he
my
said
brother's current fiance
Wife, yeah.
had sex with.
FaZe Banks. It was a while back, and I guess it was like
Well, now it's even.
Yeah.
not
I
going to
guess.
make any. I'm not even going to make a single facial remark of any kind. I'm going to sit here just like this until the topic changes. Now,
Should we invite the guest on?
Yeah, let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we walked in extremely late, and I'm so sorry for that. Today's guest is an actor and a musician. We started together in a movie, Where's the Money, on Netflix. He'll be out on tour soon and can be seen in the upcoming movie Crown Vic, which is going to be sick. It's Devin Werkheiser.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, man?
What's up, guys?
Man.
I'm just here waiting for
I know.
you. That's what I'm doing.
I know.
I'm just here waiting.
I know.
When you
He's
first
been
got here,
here.
you didn't have a beard.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
No, bro, I'm so sorry. Scale of 1 to 10. Be honest with me, Devin. How mad are you, dude?
Like a 8.
Fuck, I know. I can tell.
He's
bro.
professional, bro. He's a movie star.
Well, I know. I
It's
did a
just-
movie
you can't
with
mess
him.
with
It's
the
just
time.
disrespectful.
It is so bad.
when you came in,
I
did you
know.
expect like Logan Paul was going to break that like controversial character that everyone thinks he's going to be, and then you come in and you're like, oh, sorry, Logan won't be here for another 4 hours.
Yeah. No, I was like, oh, cool. I'm gonna see Logan. Like, oh, nope, nope.
I tried to push
He's
to
gonna make me wait.
I tried to push to 12:30 and then 1 and then but apparently you showed up at the original time of noon.
Yeah, I'm pretty punctual, dude.
Fuck, you are man, and you know why I knew it was bad because we did that movie together. Where's the Money? Shout out King Batch, starring Andrew Bachelor, and on the movie, man, you're the coolest dude ever. Like you're awesome. And then you walked in. I walked in. I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. You're like, yeah, man. I've been sitting here for an hour and a half, and I was like, oh no, never seen you heated, dog.
Nah,
Hey,
nah,
but we're
you never
here.
had me heated on the movie.
I'm so sorry.
Nah,
but,
it's
hey,
cool.
but
We're here.
We're here. We're doing it.
Last night I was getting dinner and I saw someone wearing a Maverick sweatshirt
You're
at
lying.
dinner. I'm
No
not.
way.
I'm
Wait,
not.
I'm curious what restaurant this was. It
I was
clearly
at-
wasn't
I was
Mastro's.
at Bel Campo on 3rd Street, the
Hear about
burger
that?
joint.
Burger joints.
I was getting a veggie burger.
Home of the Maverick.
Vegetarian hashtag. There
we go.
But
Why not vegan?
because I like eggs and I'm hungry.
Same, bro. Same.
we knew
yeah.
a vegan once that was full vegan. He cared so much about animals.
Once. I love the way you just phrased that.
He cared so much about animals and like the health and like wellness of just like animal species. And then out of nowhere, he became a fucking scumbag, bro. He started eating eggs non-stop, bro. And now all I think about is all those fucking dead chickens.
It's actually the dude to your right.
Hey,
Thanks,
next
right
time
there.
you think about talking, just don't.
Hey, man. Hey, you were a vegan once and now you eat eggs? I'm
I
not
do.
here to judge you, you know? Respect.
Healthy diet, healthy life too, huh?
plant-based
yeah.
brotherhood.
You working out?
Oh, yeah.
There
Yeah.
we go. Yo, I meant to ask you this. That was disgusting.
Yeah, that was
Sick
weird.
Fuck.
That had some juice in
I meant
it.
to ask you this, bro, because I wasn't sure if I was gonna put it in the intro or not.
Yeah.
If I would have said something about Ned's Declassified,
Say it. Rep it. It's all good.
for real?
Yeah.
Is that what it? Well, because like some it was Nickelodeon, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Some Nickelodeon stars would try to like stay away from it, but how often is that like a thing in your life?
Dude, it's still the biggest thing that people know me from. It's where the majority of my fans at least started from. So to try and like distance myself from it just doesn't make sense. It's a part of my life.
You've embraced it.
Yeah, it's a part of. It was like 3 of the most fun years of my life, and set me up for like half of the adventures and fun I've been on. So people calling me Ned, like, yeah, sure, I'd love for you to know me for more than that, but like, if that's what you know me from, cool.
That's cool.
How far-
It was
Look
also
at-
the
look at
biggest
that
part of
little
my
nugget.
life. Nah, bro.
That's-
you were
Look at that little
killing
nugget,
it.
dude.
Great kid.
That's a 12-year-old me right there.
This was an awesome show, man.
It was great. It was
Was
great.
this-
Our show had like a genuine heart of wanting to help people, like really amongst all the comedy and like zaniness, which was so fun to shoot.
Yeah.
It genuinely had this message of like wanting to connect with the audience and say, hey, you're not alone. It's going to be all right. We're going to get through this together. And I think that's what's carried. And it's what I've noticed as I've gotten older with the fans. Like there's a genuine kind of love and respect for the show.
That's dope. That's really dope.
Why would, so I don't I'm like, yeah, dude, that's awesome. Like
Is that
people-
common for Nickelodeon shows, or is that something that you were a part of introducing?
It was something that the creator of Ned, Scott Fellows, like is all of his show. Like he just has this thing
Just a
about him
heartfelt
where,
guy.
yeah,
I was gonna say because most shows they don't really maybe consider that all the time.
no,
Yeah.
they just want to make you laugh and
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
make you watch it.
That's cool. So you I mean I know I did. I walked away with a bunch of valuable episodes.
Yeah, that's the idea. And then in the last couple of years, it's been cool, man, because I've been going to colleges and giving talks.
That's dope.
Yeah, I realized a couple years ago, I'm like, all right, these kids still put me in this position of like, give me advice. And they're
Really?
like half kidding, but they're not. They're like, there's all these tweets every day of like, can Ned make a new survival guide? I don't know what I'm doing
Well,
anymore.
also, but who does? Like, who doesn't need advice? Who's gonna be like, no, please, I don't need your advice.
No, exactly. So they still like, if they still want to see me as Ned and like ask me for things, advice for their life, I've kind of like embraced it. And now I go to colleges and like talk to them about
congrats.
what I've been learning.
Congrats. You still talk to Cookie?
That's my homie. That's Daniel.
No way.
Yeah, he lives down in Long Beach where
No
you guys
way.
were making me wait an hour and a half. You remember that?
Well, it's mainly his fault because he lives there and we were doing a thing.
Yeah, got it.
And then what about the girl? What's her name?
That's Lindsay Mose on the show.
Lindsay.
Yeah, Lindsay and I talk every now and then. Yeah, Daniel just graduated Cal State Long Beach.
Wow,
he just
congrats.
got his degree in linguistics.
That's where we're
Let's
hosting
go.
this event that we were shooting for.
Nice.
Incredible. Okay.
Anybody go crazy?
Congratulations,
from
Daniel.
from the squad.
What's that? Go
Like,
crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, who's doing drugs now and who's pregnant?
Or both. Or both.
Susie Crabgrass had a kid. I mean, she's great. She's
one
on
was Susie
she's on The
Crabgrass?
Walking Dead, but she has a kid now. But
Susie
she didn't get like She's like
She
an
didn't
adult.
get, like,
she's like,
knocked
yeah,
up,
she's like
like, she's
30.
got a kid.
Yeah.
But surely someone ruined everything.
Like how you separated crab and grass.
Yeah, she's Rosita on The Walking Dead.
Oh, dang.
She got a little baby now. I haven't seen her in years.
She got a little baby? Brand new baby?
There's her killing zombies, ready to kill zombies, dude.
Dude, that's fire.
Yeah.
If a zombie apocalypse happened, you, Devin Werkheiser,
Would I be all right?
are like mentally, not necessarily like, would you be alive or dead? Would you be all right mentally? What's the attitude? What's your sentiment?
I'd be all right.
Yeah? What would you do?
I'm
You
a
got plan?
survivor, man. No, I don't I got a plan. I'll just wing it.
You're just gonna wing it.
I'm just gonna wing it.
All right.
I'm coming to your castle here, dude.
No, it's true. Yeah, and you did good. We got spikes in the driveway, and
Yeah,
you made it past those
Yeah,
somehow.
exactly, dude. I'm coming to this booby trap house.
I asked because I've always felt like my whole life I've been bred for a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
My dad has. I'm
Oh,
not quite like the weird bunker people.
But close.
Yeah.
You're bunker adjacent.
Yeah, like you know those people who have like $100,000 worth of food in a bunker.
I do. It's an insane way to live to me, but maybe they know something we don't.
They make
That's the
even
thing.
They do.
They make even crazier ones for like ultra rich people that are
Yeah.
like super luxury like bunkers.
Yeah,
so they
yeah,
have like hot tubs,
Yeah.
elevators.
Well, because
and
like
it's
in the
like,
apocalypse, you want to be comfortable.
of course,
Yeah,
bro.
they wanna live large.
Imagine this, bro. Everyone you know is dead. Things are already bad enough. You're running low on food, and now you have to take the fucking stairs because you don't have an elevator in your bunker. Like, what are you, some sort of fucking
I ain't about that
loser?
life at all.
You have to shower. You can't soak in your hot tub.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
What
if I'm
kind of
gonna be
life
in
is
some
that?
dystopian society, I want there to be cleaners.
It's
and
whack
shit,
and
dude.
quite honestly disgusting.
That's what I'm saying. Loser ass.
Okay, so
bunkers.
everyone seems to be
yeah,
doing good. From,
yeah. No one went crazy.
Yo,
Like
is that
everyone-
a Nickelodeon thing though?
Disney
the
stars
kids just
go
come out
nuts.
successful and
Yeah.
always just got a good head on their shoulders.
No. Who went crazy on
don't know if anyone
Nickelodeon?
went crazy.
No, everyone's pretty good. Josh,
pretty
Drake,
good, bro.
like Miranda, Victoria, everyone's.
What happened
Emma
really
Roberts,
good?
like.
What happened to Alex Mack? Remember the show?
Yeah, that
Alex
was like
Mack?
pre my generation, so I don't know.
I'm pre your generation.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
a fucking.
You're an old
fossil.
guy?
I'm a fossil,
Cool.
dude. Okay,
Cool,
and so I feel kind of like Alex Mack was like the Ned. She was able to turn into puddles, dude.
She
She was able to turn into
Capri
puddles.
Sun vibes.
It got
Yeah,
Capri
yeah.
Sun and slide under doors,
I don't even know what
bro.
you're
Shout
talking
out
about.
Alex
Yeah,
Mack
you
fans.
definitely don't
No
know. Like I
idea.
watched it. Yeah, I know.
Well,
Alex
wait.
Mack.
So this was right around the time when Snick started. Was Snick still around? That was
Snick?
like
No.
Keenan and Kel.
Yeah,
like
no, no,
were
no.
like
No, that's all
that.
That's all what I watched, but not what my show was on.
No,
My show was
I
Teen
get.
Nick. Yeah, yeah.
I got you. And then like there was I even had a show called Salute
Salute your shorts. Oh, of course.
and Camp Onawano. Of
course.
we hold you in our hearts.
Yeah, hey dude, and all that.
All
I
that shit,
grew up
dude.
on. I grew up on so much Nickelodeon.
Are you afraid of the dark?
For sure.
Are you fucking?
So when you got the show, I mean, this is crazy, man.
Yeah, it was life-changing.
And you did you come from an acting background?
Yeah, I mean, I came from Georgia. Grew up in Georgia. Started acting when I was like 6 or 7 or something in community theater, and came out to LA for pilot season. And like my second pilot season, my second time in LA to audition for shows, I booked Neds. So it was kind of fast and it was amazing. It also made me think that my whole life and career would go that way because, like Ned's, like I booked a lead on a Nickelodeon
Yeah.
show. We filmed for 3 years, had all this success. It was amazing. I thought after that, I'm like, oh, it's nothing but up from here. Leonardo
no.
DiCaprio and me are gonna be hanging soon.
no. Then
It was not the case, man.
Why? Why not?
Exactly. Why?
You don't know?
I don't know, man. Life.
Not even an inkling of.
of like just being given movies. No.
But you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
by the way, I was wary about this when we went into our movie together.
Yeah.
Where's the money? I was interested to see because some people just aren't good at acting anymore. They like grow out of it.
For sure.
But you still were very good.
Yeah, no,
and
I
mean that. I'm not just saying that.
Yeah, no, I know I'm good.
Yeah,
I don't even need
yeah,
you
so-
to tell me.
No, I
work at this. I love this shit.
So what's the deal?
Well, kind of not having the success after Ned's that I wanted, kind of forced me to try and see if I loved like the work of it, the craft. So I got into acting class and just started working my ass off because I realized, oh, I'm not gonna be handed this like I want to be. I need to be good. So I got in a bunch of classes and just like worked my ass off for a long time and fell in love with what it is to act without having all the success.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of kid actors kind of fall off on. And that's why a lot don't continue. I get why so many kid actors don't transition into adulthood, because that transition is long and painful. There's so much not getting the attention that you got as a kid, which feels weird, and you having to like grow up and take time for people to see you as an adult and not a kid. Like there's a lot of uncomfortability in that transition, and a lot of people, I get, they just like tap out of the acting industry.
Yeah, that's really cool.
But I've stuck with it because I love it, and there's other things that I do which help.
Have you always loved it?
Yeah, I really have. I love it.
What do you like about acting? Because I think like, especially coming from Ohio and not really being in the industry and then like kind of sort of getting into it, the whole acting thing is definitely something that is really hard to wrap your mind around for the average person, of where you're like literally pretending to be another person.
Yeah.
But if you're acting right, you're not pretending, you literally are
you're, like,
another
in
person.
this- I love a few things that I can like speak on. One of the things, but this is, I feel like any craft, for me to train to become a better actor, it gives me insight into being a better like human, into a better me. There's like this weird symbiotic relationship where there's lessons I learned to be more real and more honest acting wise that actually help me in my life be more authentic, and kind of vice versa. And I think that's any artistic craft. It should bleed into who you are and into your life. So I love that dynamic. The other thing is being on sets is one of the most fun environments in the world. It's 100 people, 50 people, 1,000 people collaborating to tell this one made up, playful, even if it's dramatic, it's play. It's all these people collaborating on this story, people who are different masters of their craft working together to fill out this puzzle that makes like one cohesive story that makes people feel things.
Yeah.
It's a magical environment. I absolutely love being on sets.
What about Hurry Up and Wait?
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that, Logan.
Yeah.
But it's not
Even
just
in
me.
the podcast
I know.
world.
No, in Hollywood, Hurry Up and Wait, that bugs me,
No,
brother.
there's tons of that. Even on set, they're like, hey, you're here at 10 a.m. Oh, sorry, we're not going to get to you till 4:30.
Yeah,
Enjoy
yes.
waiting, which is kind of a obnoxious experience, just like sitting, waiting. But that's just part of it. You learn how to like, I don't know, bring books and entertain yourself and like be patient.
Eat craft services.
Eat free food.
Eat a lot of craft
Never a bad thing.
services.
Talk to cool people.
Yeah.
It was weird being. The older I get, the weirder it is when I see kid actors now. Even though I was that, kid actors are the weirdest people, man.
Why is that?
Because they're not real.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
They're 12-year-olds who can talk to adults like fully, who are talking to adults
that
all
is
day
weird.
long. It's not what normal kids go through. So the older I get, even the cool kid actors I meet, I'm like, you're like a weird form of a kid.
I do know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
do
you ever talk to these
absolutely.
kids who talk to you? They're like,
it's like
they're
talking
35.
to Mike. Yes.
But you're like, you have no life experience to be talking to me like this. Go away.
Do you ever?
Why go away though? Like you're scared.
No, I'm
They're-
just
they
like,
threaten your future.
No, I'm just like, go, don't talk to me, kid.
I think it's just like kids are weird in general. Like
Yes.
it's not even just kid actors, but like we found out recently that like babies are kind of strange. They're
just so-
sure.
Because listen, like here's the thing, like here we all
They're
are,
just
we're all sitting here on
dumb.
this set.
Sure.
All of our heads are approximately similar sizes, right? Then you've got these small humanoids that have not yet developed into full body exos or endoskeletons.
No, they're little goobers,
They're
man.
just little goobers,
little
bro.
grubs.
Little dusty little runts.
Dusty runts.
Dusty little runts
huh?
just walking around, not really on.
But sometimes not even walking. They don't even know how to do
Those
something
are the
as
weirdest.
simple as
Those
walk.
are the weirdest ones.
Just crawling around everywhere.
My
Imagine if I
baby
did that.
nephew has to use a little bar to move around the crib, bro, because he can't even stand up. Like, Jill, I love you as my sister and all, but what did you do? Like the kid can't even walk. It's like he's drunk 24/7. He's like almost a year old now.
That's how we come
Get it
out,
together.
man. We come out just not knowing anything.
Not me,
Yeah.
man.
And we gotta.
Nah, not me, man.
You came out flexing, dude.
I came out flexing.
You came out squatting and
I was like,
flexing,
I'm gonna be a
dude?
vlogger. I'm gonna get got.
And it seems like the kid actors you're talking about, they didn't come out empty either. Like I know exactly what you're talking about because they're just like, I'm like, why do you like acting? Why do you like what you're doing? They're like, well, it really gives me the opportunity to open up and be who I am and be aligned with my true self. I'm like, you're four. But you're four.
No,
you shouldn't be saying
No,
that to me right
exactly,
now. You should
but-
be playing with blocks.
No, exactly. But they don't even know. They just heard that and have adopted it. They don't even know what they're saying yet.
Yeah.
I realize even me as a kid, I'm like looking back at me, I'm like, I thought I knew what I was talking about. I was being authentic for the time.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't know anything.
That's why so many kids go crazy because
It really
they're
is.
just being
No,
fed
but
some
why is
life.
it only the Disney kids, including my brother? But he didn't go crazy.
No, the Disney kids go crazier because they get.
He might be going
he's
crazy.
kinda-
I sat on it for a second.
No, your brother's crazy, but they go more crazy because the Disney kids get more famous because their machine is more. It's
Better,
better.
it's better.
The Disney machine is
Why-
better at making fame, at
Man,
making
crazy.
products.
Really?
And
why is that?
They're just better at it.
I
And I don't know.
wonder-
Nickelodeon's
Like marketing,
kinda whack at
marketing
it.
wise,
Yeah.
they probably have more money. Like it's just a better engine. I gotta take a second. I love Jake Paul. I
Hey,
love Jake
hey,
Paul.
man.
Shout out Jake Paul, dude.
Hey, man.
Like literally one of my favorite
love
people.
on
I'm a
Jake
Jake Pauler. Like if people ask me like, do I want to watch Logan's content or Jake? I watch Jake's content.
Do you
wonder-
hear that?
Yeah. I think he's being facetious.
No, I'm not. But
Especially because he just talked shit about him
Fuck,
on
I was trying to
No
fix
Jumper
that. Shut
podcast.
up. I didn't talk.
You were trying to cover that
No,
up. I saw
wasn't.
it on
didn't-
Twitter.
I got taken a little out of context, maybe. I don't know. I love Jake Paul. I love you.
Are you trying to kiss some Jake Paul ass right
A
now?
little
You're a
bit.
fucking brown nose ass.
Trying to dig myself out of this Jake
Yeah.
Pauler hole. I got
Yeah.
12-year-olds coming at me left and right.
Nah, but
Fuck them, dude. They're 12.
so
Fuck
hey,
them kids.
hey, so when
those kids.
you do legitimate acting.
Sure.
You're a real life actor.
I act,
and,
yeah.
and I know it sounds facetious, but
Yeah.
like when we did a movie with Batch, and here's King Batch, this internet star,
Yeah.
and me like an internet star.
Yeah.
Is there? And be honest with me, is there some sort of wall that you've put up, or are you jaded about that synergy?
I'm pretty open. Yeah. So for like people who don't know, yeah, we filmed this movie, Where's the Money, like 3 years ago. And it got made because of who you guys are and were.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the whole reason that movie was happening was because the producers were like, I want to give Batch a movie.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad about that, dude. The whole reason I'm on that set is because the producers want to give Batch a vehicle and you a vehicle. Like, awesome, cool. I got a job because of you guys. I was just open and neutrally curious as to like, you guys are this new wave
Yeah.
of creators and like famous kids, and like you're in a different medium than I grew up in. And so I was just curious of like what your work ethic would be on set, what the vibe would be if you guys were going to be douchebags or not. Like,
Were we?
No.
Oh, cool.
No, dude, we had a great time.
I
you
remember that, yeah.
You guys both like work your asses off. I was so impressed by both of you in terms of we'd shoot, long days. We shot this movie super fast. Actually, fastest movie I've ever shot. 15
Really?
days. It's
Damn.
insane. That's way too
Oh
fast.
my god, I forgot I was that quick.
Yeah, and then you guys would film all day and then make your like vlogs at night. Like Batch would be up till like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
every morning making his vlogs. The work ethic, it made me go, oh, like it's no wonder. It's no secret you guys had the numbers that you have. Like, oh, you guys are hustling this like a full-time job.
Got it.
And it also made me go, because some part of me was always like, do I need to be doing that? And then I watched you guys doing it and I was like, no, that's not for me.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
I don't want to hustle vlogs like that.
I feel that.
I was like, oh, that's what it takes to really grow
Gotcha.
that world.
Gotcha.
I don't want to work
By
it
the
like
way,
that.
quick secret.
Yeah.
Some of the people that hustle vlogs like that, they don't want to hustle vlogs like that.
Right.
Like they don't. There's a
Right.
lot of people that are like, dude, I have to make these daily vlogs, otherwise I'm gonna lose subs, I'm gonna lose
Right.
money.
Yeah,
whatever.
in many ways, it is sort of like a cheat code for success if you know how to do it and do it right. And
But
a lot of people will
It's
enter
the
that
same
cheat code.
thing for any success in any field. Like we all think it's this secret of like genetics and talent and like God-given something. But like, yes, sure that, but also work ethic. If you
Yeah,
work the
it's-
hardest
yeah.
and the most rhythmically at like just do it and
Love that.
then
Love-
you're
yeah.
gonna grow. And that's what was cool. It broke down any, like seeing you guys on set, honestly, broke down any notion that I had that like the kids who are growing this aren't working their asses off and aren't smart. Like you guys were hustling while shooting a movie.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
We had a conversation about work on this podcast yesterday, and some kids that were watching the show or some people thought we were making it seem like that average jobs weren't okay.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
working a 9 to 5 wasn't
Yeah.
okay. Do we do that on this
Us?
show? Yeah. Like, do you feel like we do that at all? I
No, I don't want to say
I
what's
don't think it's a
okay and
9 to
what's not okay. I just like I would urge every viewer and listener to make sure they're doing what they want to be doing.
Exactly.
And also, if you're not, by the way, after your 9 to 5 ends, go home and do what you want to do. Like you just said, after we shot 12, 14 hours a day, we'd go home and we'd fucking
shoot.
vlog.
Yeah.
And sleep 4 hours. Not always the healthiest, but
No,
like we
you
got our
guys are
shit
maniacs.
done.
Yeah.
Remember we'd order the frozen yogurt?
I'll never forget because after 2 weeks of Logan ordering frozen yogurt for everyone, Postmating it like every day on set, afterwards he was like, oh shit, like my bill's like $500 for like
I spent $2,000 on Froyo for everyone posting
because you
it
kept
at 4
ordering
a.m.
it at weird hours where they'd like charge extra.
Hella extra.
I was on a binge, dude.
It was so ridiculous, but I was getting free Froyo, so I didn't
He still spends hella money on
yeah. Well, you
Postmates.
have that. You have that income source.
Well, we used to. Google, please take me back.
Yo, somebody made a joke. Someone made a joke on the my new show and said there's a chance that I might get on Google Preferred before you get back on.
I'm gonna be honest. There's absolutely zero chance. You degenerate father time motherfucker.
Let's see what happens, and never say never. One of
Place
my
your bets. What's the bet?
I'll make the same bet that Jake Paul made, 300,000.
Get the fuck out of here. What are you gonna say? Probably something important.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say some real
Probably
shit.
something important.
So just in the last 2 years, I grew up acting and always had money from Ned's, even though like not as much as people at home think. You guys are foolish at what you think I have. But a couple years ago, like so my life always went like I'd work a lot, and this is a common actor life. Is like I'd work a lot, my savings would go up, I'd live on it. And then I'd book something and it'd go back up.
Yep.
And it always went like that since I was 12 years old. And then in my mid-20s, just it started to get closer down to the bottom. And I was like, something's coming. Holy shit, I'm out of money. I'm out. I need a job yesterday. So like 2 years ago, I got my first day jobs and been working my first jobs.
way.
Yeah.
What type of jobs?
My first job was front desk at Equinox in West Hollywood, the super nice gym.
That's crazy.
Which Dylan works out at, and I'm pretty sure I saw him there.
Oh, you probably did.
Yeah. So front desk at Equinox was my first job, and now my only other day job, and the one I'm still at, is my my friend's company. Late Sunday afternoon, we have a shop in Venice, California, and it's like a. I want
to say the reason I say that's crazy is not because it's like a day job or a typical job. It's because like you're the first person I've talked to face to face where I've seen this, and I would love to pick your brain about it because I know there was a thing with I think it was either Cole or Dylan Sprouse where someone saw him working at I think a Starbucks, and like it took a picture of him and it went viral, and everyone was surprised that Cole or Dylan Sprouse
would be working
at So what's that? Is there a mental hump you have to get
for
over?
sure?
What's
For
that
sure.
like?
So I'm so glad. First of all, I'm so glad I ran out of money. I'm so glad I didn't get the success I wanted to get when I wanted it. Because dude, I'm so glad I had to go work a regular job. If I didn't have this time in my life, I just wouldn't know as much. I wouldn't understand myself or the world as much. Like, I'm so happy I've had to get these regular jobs. That being said, there was definitely a mental hump of like, just fear of like, what does it mean for my future? What does it mean for my past success? What does it mean for the ego that I am of like, what if someone recognizes me in the shop when I'm working? And it happened. And it's fine. Like, yeah, I'm working a job because I got to pay bills because I live in a city. Like, you know what I mean? I got to pay my rent and I'm out of money.
Yeah.
Fuck. The weirdest ones are when I see, like, now I'm pretty grounded in it. It's 2 years later. The weirdest ones were when I would see like actors who I know. So there was one time at Equinox, Terry Crews, who's in Where's the Money, who I've known for years.
That's right.
Who's like the nicest human. He wouldn't have judged me in any way for working my front desk job at Equinox. I didn't say hi to him when he walked by. Like I had this moment of like, oh, that's Terry. Like I want to, nope. And I just like did my job and I didn't say hi. It was like this moment of fear and kind of like internal failure of, hey, there we all are.
There we are.
There we are. What's up, crew? Look at your fucking mustache.
My mustache.
I remember that.
It's going ham and cheese.
Dude, you
pencil
are a
stash.
ham, dude. That's horrifying.
I was drunk. I remember this. I was hammered.
Yeah, you were a mess, dude.
We took the cool.
You
we
showed
took
up
the,
super late.
The cool bus. Did I?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did.
Yeah, you did.
I'm always late.
Yeah, dude.
we took the cool bus and I hopped off hammered with the mustache and I was like, yeah. And we got in the pic, but you didn't say hi to Terry.
No, I didn't say hi. Not at Equinox, man. I had
like
this.
this.
I had this thing, and then in my shop one time, my friend Alexander Ludwig, who's an actor.
Yep.
I've known him for years since auditions and stuff, and he came into my shop in Venice, and no one else was in it. It was him and his girlfriend, and I'm the only one working there. So I had this moment of fear of like wanting to avoid saying hi to him because like he's coming off his History Channel show,
Yeah.
and here I am working my job. There was that like weird. I don't know what that. It's bullshit because I honestly love where I work, and I love that it gives me the stability of my income right now. Like I love it, and I love my boss. Like I genuinely love where I work. But I had this moment of like just like weirdness of wanting to be cooler or seen as more
Really?
successful.
Interesting.
But because he was in there with his girlfriend and I'm the only one in there, I just had to go say hi. And Alex is super fucking nice, just like Terry. So of course he wasn't judgment. It wasn't weird.
Yeah.
It was just like, what's up, man? Like, how are you? Welcome back from Iceland. I'm working here. Like, it was all good.
Were you still grinding for acting roles like while you were doing that? Like, were you
I'm still working this job. I worked yesterday. I'm still, I'm hustling everything and this job.
Yeah, I guess I'm just curious, like, what does it feel like to go back to a life where you have set work hours? Because a lot of the people that do work those 9 to 5s, there is a sense of like freedom and comfort that exists after 5 p.m.
Yeah.
that you lose when you live in LA and you're grinding 24 hours a day. Or
Sure.
by the way, when you live in New York City and you're grinding 24 hours.
Sure.
I remember when I was working corporate and I would get out at 5 o'clock, I would be like, I don't really feel like looking at my phone till tomorrow.
Right.
And I would just go to the gym, hang out
No,
with
for
people.
sure.
Or I would call my mom, talk to her for a couple hours. There was nothing to do.
Right.
And so like, it's almost like, what was it like to go back to a place where, if you wanted to, you knew your paycheck was coming.
Yep.
You knew it was going to happen, whether you grinded harder or not, because you were just going to get the same check at work. You go home at 5 o'clock, you do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, I mean, mine's still not normal. It's still not a 9 to 5. Like it's 3 to 4 days a week. And there's so much shit I have to do after. Yeah, some days I could just go home and pass out and chill. But there's still so much other stuff. I'm hustling, my music, the acting, just my life responsibility.
All right, please
Fuck
take
your
me out
phone,
to
dude.
dinner before you fuck me. Jesus Christ, bro.
Fuck your phone, dude.
It's already got a crack on
It's
it.
already smashed to shit.
Sorry, I talk with my hands. Yeah, so my schedule is still not normal. When I first got the jobs, man, it was crazy. So my life, like, your life fell apart in a different way. My life fell apart. My life fell apart like 3 years ago in a pretty like. My parents started a divorce like 3 years ago. That happened. I ran out of money. So I was working 2 jobs and doing a play at the same time. This was like an 8-month run where I was working 2 jobs for the first time. I was out of money. I was so stressed. My parents were getting divorced. My family was falling apart. And I was doing this play. And it was a really intense time in my life. And then follow that up with like a giant relationship coming to an end. A girl I thought I would marry ended.
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
Like there's been so much breaking down in my life. And if you just, I don't know, if you just don't lose your shit during that time or lose it a little bit, but like find out what can it teach me? What am I learning? What do I do now? How do I move forward now? Like it's actually been an amazing time in my life. I feel stronger than ever and like I feel more me than ever, but it came through like
Wow.
3 years of a lot of breakdown.
Yeah, I've been saying what you just said verbatim for the past month. I feel more me than I ever have in my life. And I want to ask you, I'm sure you had a moment during those tumultuous times when you felt like you were maybe not at rock bottom, but there was definitely a bottom of some sort.
For sure.
What do you tell yourself or what do you do to get out of that?
It's a lot of different things coming together and kind of waves of kind of starting to do better and then falling again. But to me, it's just got to start with like some base level belief that it's gonna change.
Yeah.
And that I deserve a good life. Like there's some base foundation of like, this feels horrible right now and my whole identity is being rocked and like my family's falling apart and like it feels like the ground inside of me is fucking crumbling. So it's just kind of like grounding in like, okay, it's going to be gnarly for a while, but it's going to change. And what can I do to support myself through this? I mean, one of the things being working out, honestly, I know you get that. Like
fitness is the first step to
bring it up
greatness, dude.
constantly.
Fitness is the first step to greatness.
The word that you're looking for, I think, is because I could resonate with this a lot. The word you're looking for is hope.
Yeah.
Even
Or
just a
trust.
sliver.
It's
It
just-
sounds like.
it's
even-
just
Yeah.
Even just a little understanding that it'll be okay.
And sometimes it's so small.
Yep.
I talk about this in my book. I remember when it was so small, there was almost nothing left
Yep.
of that sliver of hope.
Yep.
But as long as you could keep that little ember burning
Yeah.
and it can keep pushing you
Yeah.
through those really hard times. And I also say a lot, if you can't, you see all of us running around all the time, like people out there that are struggling, you see us running around. And they're like, oh man, I wish I could run. Or oh, I wish I could get a 9 to 5 and walk.
right.
Even if you can't do those things and you just crawl,
Yeah.
like just pull your fucking self G.I.
Yeah.
Joe style through the bullshit and keep that piece of hope alive.
G.I.
The reason
Joe.
the reason I bring it up is because we lost a YouTuber in our community yesterday. We're filming this now. It happened yesterday to suicide. A guy named Etika, and clearly he had enough. And that ember had gone out. And that thought that things could get better or would get better stopped burning. And I mean that kernel of hope is so important. I mean, I would never know how to teach that to somebody except for just to say keep it burning.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how.
I don't know how you teach it either. Without like, it's so many different, it comes from so many different areas. Like my grounding was in my family before my parents got their divorce. Like that was the place I would go to like reground when everything would feel insane. And then that fell apart. And then I went, wow, like what do I have to ground myself in now? So it's finding what those things are for you. And it's really sad and sucks when people don't have it anymore and they choose to go. I had a friend commit suicide like 8 years ago, and it's brutal. It's brutal to know that happened. It's brutal to know that they were in that place, and all you want to do is be like, how could I help? Like, I should. Why didn't I call more? Why didn't I? But like the truth is, like, there's something in them,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
The thing that you said that's just so important is like even for you, I'm sure once your parents split, you probably still had contact with you didn't have the solid unit that you had hoped to have, but
Yeah, I still
think
have them.
the biggest thing when I look back at tough times of mine and at other people who have made it out of those struggles,
Yeah.
some sort of network is always
For
present.
sure, support system,
yeah.
man.
And so whenever I see someone like Etika, it makes me think that he just didn't have that. Like, I can't imagine looking back at my life and thinking, yo, what if I didn't have the family and friends that got me through it?
When I ran out of money, like I saw how easy it is for you to drop the ball on life. And if I didn't have a support system, like I saw the edge of like, I'm out of money. Like if I didn't have my mom to call on for a little bit of help, my family, like I saw the edge of like, whoa, this goes really south really quickly. Like mismanaging my money for just this little chunk of time where some bills came in that I wasn't expecting, wiped it all out. Like, whoa, if I don't have a support system right now, I don't have my apartment. I'm on someone's couch. Like it starts to fall really quickly without a support system when you're like at that dire survival time. So yeah, it was kind of wild to see, and I'm glad that I have the support system. The other most important thing too, I think, is not blaming and taking as much accountability and responsibility as
It's crazy.
We've
been going at this mental health conversation with people that we truly love in this house over the past couple of weeks, and you're hitting exact tenets of the conversation that we've been having. Which
And even on the podcast recently, Michael J. White said the same thing. He said, "Oh, you weren't here
I
for
was
that,
there
right?
for
Yeah."
that
He said the same
personal
exact thing.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Nothing changed for me either. until I started to take
He said
Nothing will change
Yeah.
until you go, what can I do now? It's not blame. It's not blaming yourself and saying, I'm shit. I caused all this bad stuff to happen. It's not fault. It's responsibility.
to
It's
get
like,
it going.
It's like, well, here I am. And I somehow created this situation. Like, I'm a part of this. I made this happen. What can I take accountability for and do moving forward that like helps me get off this?
And I'm curious to hear from you guys. In Etika's situation, like he posts this video and he is blaming himself. So
I know.
I think
where
when
it goes.
when things like this happen, I think it's a time for us to reflect and like really ask ourselves, like, are we doing enough? Like, do you think that situation is preventable? I know it's a really tough conversation. I don't know if we want to go there, but
I think there's always more to be done, but I don't think suicide is ever fully preventable. It's an option as a way out. Like, this life is hard for everyone. Like, and it's an option available to us. It's a gnarly one. It's something that also doesn't get talked about a lot. But I don't think it's ever fully preventable because you have the the choice.
Kevin Hines will say yes. Our friend Kevin Hines.
I'm
So
familiar with him.
So he'll say yes, and it's a really good question, Spencer. I would actually, instead of me speaking on it or even Mike, I'd love to know what the audience thinks. So if you guys are listening, please comment below, because this is something where I'm not sure there is like an answer.
No, there is no. It's a conversation that has to be had as like a society and as people, because the option is available. I think what could help is, it blows my mind. We get taught math. We get taught some weird form of history. We get taught all this bullshit in school. We don't get taught emotional intelligence. Seems weird to me, because I'm gonna need to know how to identify and like live with my emotions in a healthy, responsible way, more than I'll ever need to know the fucking treaty of 19 whatever that I don't remember
Quadratic
now.
formula.
And
yeah, it's to that point. I visited Finland, and they have the best education system in the world, and they have the happiest people in the world. So it's super interesting how what you're saying is 100% true. Like, we live in this system, especially in America, that is so focused on, you need to memorize this, you need to know this.
Right.
And did you guys have it where when you were in like elementary school, you had teachers saying you're not going to be ready for middle school, and then you have those teachers in middle school that are like, you're not going to be ready for high school, and then it's like this constant
then
rat
you
race that
live
we get
your
pushed
life-
into.
Yeah, and then you live your life perpetually feeling like, I'm not ready for the next step. That's a
Right.
I saw this
horrible mindset that we promote in this country.
I saw this meme. It's going viral right now. Me, how do I do my taxes? Public school.
I just
Shut
saw
the
that
fuck up and
today.
square dance.
solid. So solid.
Bro, when I was 18, when I was 18 and I got my first $2,000 brand deal on Vine, I was like, sick, $2,000. No, I was 19. I was in college, my first year. I was like, $2,000. I've never made that much money in my life.
I never have to work again.
My mom calls. She goes, all right, so you have to file taxes on that. And I'll go, what do you mean? Like taxes.
I have to
She
give some of
goes,
this to someone.
She goes, well, you have to give like 30 to 50% away depending on how much you make. And I go, Mom, I don't think you understand. I just made $2,000.
She's like,
I'm balling.
and it's
No,
my
you
and
didn't.
it's my money that I just made myself.
The government didn't do this video for me. Like, what's
I had an hour conversation with her, and she was describing to me how you have to give the money that you just made to the government. I didn't know what fucking taxes were, bro. And maybe
Yeah.
I was a dumb kid, but also I wasn't.
no, but they could teach us that in high school, and they don't.
Teach me about taxes and then teach me how to do
to do them.
taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Odd. But
Way
no,
more
I
functional.
I could fucking square dance with you right now.
and
dude.
you knew all about obtuse angles.
all
you know what
about
I'm saying?
them.
You're like, yeah, of course,
Obtuse,
acute,
equilateral all of them.
triangles, like
All of them. But yeah.
Yeah.
Schools need to get their shit together. Emotional
Yeah.
intelligence classes would be
Yeah,
sick.
like teaching, I think that can go a long way to preventing people from getting to this place where they don't feel like they have a way out. Teach people how to like meditate and take a pause in their emotions, or like just teach them that like how to make the distinction between it's my fault and I am responsible.
Yeah.
There's a difference there.
do you think this is like kind of fluffy LA talk? Or
I don't.
because I can imagine if someone sat me down when I was young and they're like, we're going to talk about your emotions. And I went home and told my dad about this class. I don't know what his
Yeah,
reaction
yeah.
would be. I'm just not sure. It
No,
would be
there's a
like,
whole part
wow,
of the,
that's great.
Yeah, there's a whole slew of people who wouldn't understand it. But if you just bring it up generally like that, like, hey, we're going to talk about your emotions, but it'd be so easy to connect to a high school class. Hey, how many people feel like they're fucking worthless sometimes? You know, like you bring it up in that, how many people sometimes have emotions that they can't describe, but they're being like overwhelmed by, you know what I mean? Like you ask your way in, and of course it's universal. We're all experiencing this. So
Kids,
I don't
kids
think
are
it's
open
fluffy
to
LA
that
stuff.
too.
Yeah.
Kids are.
Yeah.
The thing is if you can supercharge a kid to be emotionally intelligent, they're gonna take it home and actually like affect the family. The family's
Yeah.
gonna have to respond to it.
Right.
But what's happening is like you're so influenced by your parents, and then there's no support system at the school system. Like the schools are like, oh, that's for the parents.
Yeah.
So nobody's owning it.
Everybody's
Nobody's
passing
taking
it on to the other person.
Exactly.
No, that's
Nobody's
for the
owning it.
church. No, that's for the school. It's
Right.
like,
I think another
100%.
big thing on the mental health is this media that we live in. It does. I mean, it promotes anxiety, and it promotes like feedback that might not actually be landing. So you have a ton of views, you have a ton of followers. Maybe this guy did. But that doesn't necessarily translate to actually feeling like you're worth something moving through your life.
Yeah.
Like you're worth it on here and you're worth it on here with all these strangers. But it doesn't, sometimes it does, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're actually feeling like
full.
full or like I have value in my life or I, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's disconnected a little bit.
Fugazi.
Sort of. Because I've spoken on this before. I feel very blessed and very fortunate to be able to have gotten to where
Right.
I'm at. And to me, you know, the followers and the fans and the people I connect with when I post content, it does mean something to me. And it is very important. And in a way, it is very validating to me. I feel because like, how great is it that I get to do what I love and people get to watch it and then enjoy it? Like I've said this before, if I just made content and put it on, I'm not really sure how long I would be doing that if it wasn't being received well.
For sure.
You know?
No, for sure. And there's that, especially at the level that you're at. Like you have a solid fan base that you have a relationship
It's
with.
like a cyclical.
Yeah,
like-
and that's awesome for so many kids, especially like these high school kids who see you or see me and they want this, but like
that's where I think it's dangerous.
If you want what Logan has and you're chasing it, it's dangerous, man. It's dangerous.
And I said this, I did a Forbes interview, which is going to be out, I think the same day as this, maybe earlier. But I said this, if you want to be a content creator or a YouTuber, which by the way is the most desired job now that kids want to become, don't do it because you want to be a YouTuber. Make sure you're doing it because you love making videos, which I can always fall back on. I said this on Forbes, I happen to love doing this thing that people love to consume.
Right.
I just was blessed to be in that. And otherwise, it's almost like you're chasing, you know, when they put that like, there's those memes with the thing over your head and the carrot and you're chasing like the dessert, like you're never going to get it.
Yeah. And if you're chasing, I think a lot of kids, of course, they see someone like you and they go, I want that because then I won't feel so unseen. I won't feel so worthless. I won't feel so like shitty. But if you're chasing it for that reason, like it will always be this thing that you're chasing. You won't find it. Once you hit the fame, you know, buddy, like once you hit it, it's not like it doesn't make everything easier.
Nope.
Nah, there's definitely, you can build a great community with it and you can build a healthy relationship to it, but it does not make things easier.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing that I've been, because I'm new to all this shit and being on the show and like relatively new to all the views and the content and stuff. And so one thing that I've tried to do since I started racking up followers and views and subscribers and all that shit is portray a more authentic, Bella talked about this on the podcast, hasn't aired yet too. Promote a more authentic person.
Yes.
I have very shitty days. I have mental health problems. I had a severe addiction to opiates at one point in my life. I have strained relationships with family members it's not perfect. Logan has done a good job over the past year plus of showing those pieces of armor that are missing on his armor.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important to show people, yo, we've worked really hard, but we are just like you. We have the same kind of problems that you do. So yeah, getting famous, making money, like all that stuff, it doesn't make everything better.
No, and
you have to work at making those things better, just like you work to get here.
Yeah, you have to work that too. And what's weird with the fame too, and it's kind of what I saw happen with you, is like we all need feedback in our lives. And it's internal and it's external. We need feedback for us to know if what we're doing is right, like where to go, how to learn. And unless our internal map is really strong, but it only gets strong by like doing this thing with external feedback, it's like we need to listen to the world outside. You get super famous for being a certain way and doing a certain thing. All the feedback is positive, but it's not the most reliable source of feedback. It's especially for a young dude who hasn't had a ton of life experience.
I really like how you're putting this.
Yeah, like success is not, failure is better life experience than success, truly. It's better for you to learn and test your character and see who you are. And so getting all that positive feedback, like you were making millions of dollars being a certain type of way. And I watched it from the movie to you getting publicly exploded. You had just started your like daily vlogs when we were on the movie.
Okay.
And you were one type away.
Yeah, no, I know. No.
And you started doing these daily vlogs, which was like this momentum and this energy and this like caricature you kind of became of yourself. And you're getting all this feedback saying, keep going, dude.
Yeah.
And I think for you, it had to take something pretty humiliating and intense and gnarly. I can't even imagine what that's like, for you to break through that bubble of positive feedback. Like something had to stop you, dude. You were a maniac.
Yeah. No, I was. And I agree. It was life telling me like, stop right there, kid, before like you, by the way, like who knows, you die, something bad happens, you hurt someone.
Yeah. Like,
and Chrissy Teigen actually, before she flipped on me, and rightfully so, she actually took the same stance that you did. She questioned, it's the same audience that builds you up and builds you up and builds you up for being a moron, essentially. Eventually, if you do something that doesn't fit in their agenda, and by the way, rightfully so, because it is like a certain type of feedback and the experience and the way you absorb it and process it, there's something to be said about the culture that is breeding the creators.
Right.
You know, like you talk about this a lot. Like why are we, and I know the answer, why are we listening to music where it's cool to pop pills on the daily?
Yeah.
Well, it fucking slaps and it's dope, but is the message that great? Probably not.
Yeah.
Is it kids nowadays? I mean, there's some statistic about opiates and drugs and millennials and Generation Z, and I think it's probably higher than it's ever been, just because the current culture we're living in isn't the healthiest. It normalizes it. It's
no, I'm pretty careful about, like, I'm pretty selective about the music that I listen to, and it's all of it. The people you're around, the music you listen to, like you will become that.
Well, I think it's on a deeper level, it comes down to your subconscious mind. Like you're programming your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is different from your conscious mind. Right. So if you are telling your subconscious mind, like, you know, what a lot of these songs have, like doing drugs, you know, living, like flipping a bag, like all this stuff, and you don't actually have that success and you're just living how these rappers are living or whatever, you're living in this false reality and you're
not cool to flip the bag all the time.
Well, you don't even have the resources to flip a bag.
You don't have a bag to flip.
You don't have a bag to flip. Like you're programming yourself. Like you just gotta be careful. You gotta be aware.
That's such a good point. Like how many people out there that you see like just like all over their Instagrams, like talking about bags that they're flipping, and they don't have a bag. They don't have a single fucking bag.
Trust that anyone like flaunting about the bag of the car they just bought, or unless they're like an A-list celebrity, I can promise you it's not true. Exhibit A, Soulja Boy. I'm sorry, this dude like a week before he got locked up is sitting on like an orange McLaren next to a orange Lamborghini Urus, and I'm like, brother, you haven't made a hit song since 2003.
1967.
How on God's green earth do you think you're affording these
J.
things?
Cole, like there's real people out there that talk about this
God,
stuff, and I think it's amazing. I'm curious, do you think that with the new success that you're finding, do you think this audience is different from the audience that you popped off from.
Yeah,
It
for
has
sure.
to be.
For
it
sure.
has to be because you lost a bunch of them.
For sure.
It has to
didn't
be
actually.
new people.
I didn't. I did not.
Gained
hung out?
he gained 1 million actually.
Yeah, man. It's just that audience has grown up. They're not necessarily different people, but it's a combination of new people, and that audience has grown up. Like, you're not going to be 14 years old and want to
Right.
be in the low gang for the rest of your life. That I've been doing vlogs for how long? Like maybe 3 years. So
Yeah.
now the 14-year-olds are 17 and they've gone through puberty and they like different things and they drink coffee now. They're adults, and so yeah, we've aged up our content and for sure, I enjoy making content for my type of person.
Yeah.
I think it's just
you know?
it's super interesting to me because it just when you look at what YouTube has done to the world, you know, and the fact that people are growing up and now they're still consuming content, like TV is gone. Like,
Bro, oh my
we're-
God, I'm so
we're-
glad
we're
you brought this
not
up.
Watching TV anymore.
I went to watch TV last night. We have the one
I
TV
heard
in the
that.
house in my room. You did hear
I
the
heard
TV?
it when I was walking in last
So
night.
and I'm flipping through the channels, and this is so foreign to me.
Yeah.
All the channels suck.
And
The
commercials.
content sucks. The
Yeah.
commercials suck. Everything about it
Yeah.
sucks. And I'm like, oh my God. I now know why this is dying
Yeah.
/ dead.
Well,
it makes so much. It's so obvious to me.
We talk about this a lot too, and I want to make sure that we're kind of careful. TV still represents the most consumed media.
For
like
sure.
it's by a long shot. It's not even close. Okay.
What are the stats on that? Should I pull it up?
Pull something up. Yeah. So, but it's close. The gap is getting
it's closing.
smaller, right?
And
like,
the age discrepancy. Younger people are way.
I was about to
If you
say,
look at if you look at an age
yes.
group, of course. But if you
Age-wise.
look at like
go from 5 to 25 and
Yeah.
see how many of those
Yeah.
are
well,
watching
even I
TV.
think as you get to like 20, I think once you get to like 18, it probably gets back to TV too.
Yeah.
Is it
But-
TV or is
or
it like
streaming?
digital? Yeah,
No,
No,
streaming.
I'm not,
Netflix.
and I'm not even talking. I'm not
right.
even talking about OTT or
Right.
addressable or
I'm
any
talking
of
about
that shit.
cable.
I'm talking about literal
Right.
cable. Cable still represents the hot. It's like
I don't
like,
know a single person that watches cable television.
Is it what is it like 70? It's still like what 70?
The number of
80%?
traditional cable homes fell to 76.4% from 80.4%. And this
So
is,
that's the stat of people that watch cable.
this was back in
regularly.
2017. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like 75,
and
80%.
it's got to still be dropping.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's dropping
I'm
for
sure.
sure.
That's what was weird with like you guys, like Vine and YouTube stars was like, I was like at that last end of like, of like pre-social media child actors.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there was the social media boom and then the like new media
It-
boom.
it- what
and
I-
it was crazy to watch.
I also find interesting is now the kids who are on Nickelodeon, the kid actors
Yeah.
or Disney can develop a following and have this other asset and completely
sure.
new entity that
For
you weren't
sure.
able to have
Dude,
because social media didn't exist.
Ned's missed like Twitter by like this little chunk of time, by like a year maybe.
Really?
And every other kid who is on Nickelodeon just a little bit past us, like all their numbers
Bro.
just boom.
That
Like
sucks.
there's
Our show
Victoria
stayed-
Justice.
yeah, and theirs was after
yeah.
iCarly. Like all these
Yes.
like were a little bit after ours, and they're like
That
they
sucks.
boomed.
That sucks
and
'cause they
ours
all
just
have-
like missed it.
They
dude.
all have such monetizable
Bro, I-
channels.
That is to me
bro.
so
I know.
unfortunate.
Yes, it really is.
Bro, this girl, Olivia Rodrigo, she was on my brother's show, Bizardvark.
Okay.
And I think I met her, and, you know, she was like 13, 14. 3,000 followers, right?
Right.
Now she's in the Disney machine. She's got
Yeah.
1.1 million. And by the way, this girl has insane talent. Like she can sing too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be so. Hey, mark my words right now. What year is it? 2019. This girl could be like a Ariana Grande type Zendaya personality because she's
Cool.
mega talented. But it was so interesting. I remember meeting her for the first time, and she had such a small following and was so down to
Yeah.
earth. And I'm looking at her, and I'm like, I know exactly what you're going to become in the
And
next
it's gonna
5 years,
ruin
and
you.
it's crazy. And it's, I don't know if it's going to ruin you, but it's already like she's already blossomed and developed, and
Yep.
having that. She can do so much with this
Yes,
account now,
yes,
this
I
asset.
know.
And it's crazy how you just missed that,
Dude,
Devin. You were born like 2 years too early.
Dude, it's so weird. But a lot of my life or my adolescent life has gone that way. And in hindsight, I'm so glad, dude. Like,
Yeah, of course.
I hated it then. I'm like, oh my God. Like, all my contemporaries around me who I've known this whole time we've been kid actors are like rising in their numbers and we just miss it. And they're getting new shows. And new
They're getting
movies.
Streamy Awards.
And I'm here
and-
like doing Lifetime movies and shit. And it was hard to watch. And it still is at times, like watching these kids that I know where I'm like, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
But watching them be more successful. But I'm so glad it went that way because I was able to like sort of live my life and make mistakes. Like you had to make this huge fuck up in front of so many people.
Yes.
I was able to like have enough fame to have something and make some money, but enough anonymity to like go to music festivals and go to Burning Man and like have people not know who I am.
And fail
Did you
under
do
the
anything
radar.
dumb at
Fail
Burning Man?
under the radar.
No,
Yeah.
I lived the best life at Burning Man. I
did
went
some
6 years.
dumb stuff at Burning Man.
Yeah, I
You've
bet you
been for
did.
6 years?
Yeah, I went 6 years in a row. It's my favorite
You're
place.
a major burner.
No way.
You're a
You went for
burner.
all 7 days?
More sometimes.
No
like
way.
14 days sometimes.
How?
Yeah,
Because
what,
I'll be there early to build a camp, and then I'll stay later
Wow,
to
you
break
love
down.
it.
I love
what
it.
draws you to Burning Man?
So I went when I was 20. I went in 2011, and I had just gotten out of this relationship, and I was down with the relationship to be over, but I was just kind of like a little lost on like what is life now. And my older sister, was like, "Hey, let's go on a trip. Like, let's do like you and me time."
Yeah.
We were homies, and
Yep.
and all of a sudden the trip turned into, wait, why don't we go to Burning Man? This was the last year you could buy tickets like the week before. So she's like, "Why don't we go to Burning Man? Like our friend Reed, he goes to Burning Man. Like, let's go." So we planned this trip and we went. I like at that time, that's kind of just what like got me into. I mean, I'd been to Coachella, so I was like open to Burning Man.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into. What brought me back and what I love and what I'll forever be grateful for about that space is I think we're all self-aware people. Like you're aware of your dynamics socially. So many people talk about social anxiety, all that stuff. That's being aware of how people are perceiving you and you getting caught up with like, well, how do I do the best things where I'm received well? All that mental talk and mental awareness, it just takes energy, especially as an actor. I've been an actor since I was 10 years old. I'm painfully self-aware in social situations. My job is literally to go in a room, audition, and be judged.
Yeah.
Like welcome judgment. Judge if I'm good enough for your role. Like that is emotionally and energetically taxing.
Yeah.
And so to be in that my whole life and then go to Burning Man and genuinely feel like, oh, like that's not what's happening
Yeah,
here.
no one
I'm in a
gives a-
city and no one is judging in that way. No one's playing.
Yep,
No
yep.
one's like marking my worth. They're just here to see each other and have a good fucking time.
Has that started to die? Because now they're saying
haven't-
influencers are starting to ruin the playa.
I haven't been
Like,
back in
Oh, I heard this.
massive because like listen, you go to the playa, everybody's out there, everybody's relaxing. At one point, like you weren't supposed to be taking any fucking photos. You weren't supposed to
Yeah.
be doing anything along the lines of any kind of social anything like that. And now you've got the entire Victoria's Secret supermodel squad out there taking pictures, like fucking flaunting, and they're like, "Yo, you're in my way of watching the burn right now.
Yeah.
The burn is happening. You are standing there taking photos. I can't see the burn. Right
Yeah.
now.
The last time I went, there's no service in the desert, absolutely zero. And when I left, I had found out the one day I was there, and we did manage to get a video up because we had my assistant drive the footage 3 hours in and out of the camp to the nearest Wi-Fi site.
I watched that vlog. I hated it.
Which
But go
one?
ahead.
Which one? Was it the
The
first
one
one?
day in Burning Man.
The single day?
Yeah.
Where it got the one where things went wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hated
I
it.
probably would hate
and
it too.
I hated
now.
you for it.
Why?
Because
What'd I
it's
do?
so anti.
Wait, let me finish the story. Then I
So
want-
not Burning Man. Yeah, but go ahead.
Okay, so then that's what I want to talk about because I do want to contest you a little bit on Burning Man.
Go ahead.
But yeah, I got an email from the people at Burning Man, and they told me they were going to come to my camp, find me, and kick me out because I was filming. And by the way, like influencers in a way, but probably are ruining like the sentiment of what to the first and true Burning Man is.
So you can't stop the change of culture. Like I went in 2011 for my first time. There's already burners who in 2011 they've been going since 1993
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
like, this is not what it was. So it's always been changing. However, it tipped into the mainstream in like 2012, 2013. It started being in Rolling Stone. It started being like, it tipped into the mainstream culture. People now know it. It used to not be like known at all. That change, yeah, I don't think is the best because you go in now with having seen so many photos, having so many expectations of what it looks like, what it feels like. You're there to get your photo. Like, it's just changed the level of like when I went in, it was just discovery, dude.
Yeah.
We drove 12 hours from LA and all of a sudden we're driving through the middle of the desert and it's dark for 3 hours. And all of a sudden I see these lights on the horizon in the middle of nowhere. And it's like, oh, we're about to go into that for a week with no service. Like 8 days, we have all our own food and water. Like we're going to build shade. What is about to happen? There was this level of like, whoa, I'm about to go into something.
Playing devil's advocate to that, I think part of that's natural because, you know, like Burning Man is this community where there's no government.
Have you been?
No, I really want to. But like similar to Venice and Santa Monica, there's this culture. You guys have been, you've seen it.
Yep.
It's very disconnected. And I think it can be a form of escapism. It can be like,
or is it more connected?
Oh, for sure. It's
Quite
more
literally to
connected,
being
of
a
course.
human.
And that's the whole reason why you're not supposed to have phones and video cameras.
Here's my
there.
problem with Burning Man.
The sanctity of Burning Man, and I will tell you, and I'm sure Burner will tell you, that your opinion on Burning Man is the last thing burners want to hear right now. That is just how
it's a musical.
Wait, hold on. What kind of person though doesn't want to hear?
I get that.
an
I
opinion?
get that.
What does that say about
I'm
you?
not
Like,
saying I get that. I'm not saying me. But what I'm saying is burners are historically against anything that ruins the sanctity of Burning Man. People that leave trash behind.
And that's totally cool. I just want to say,
But what's cool is
opinion.
Burning Man is a city of 70,000 people. There is no one burner. Some people think it's all hippies. Nah, dude. The OG 15-year burners are like gnarly desert Mad Max mechanics who are like
for sure.
who are like into like cussing people out and
But
fucking
it is a
buildings.
board. But it is a board, and they make this. They make decisions based on like trying to keep out all of that bullshit, the shit that we all live with every day.
I think it's there's a space for that. But what I'm getting at is that there's a part of natural evolution where an idea as cool as Burning Man needs to make it to that general population.
Yeah,
it's
but
kind of like yes.
That's what I mean. It's always
You gotta
changing.
keep it
You can't
intact.
stop it, but eventually it's less cool when everyone knows about
100%.
it. And I don't mean that. I mean it's genuinely like it's less easy to experience discovery there when you already have expectation about it.
Got you. Well, it's like I guess I'm making the comparison to like yoga. Like there's this yoga is like booming right now, and there's a lot of people who like are a lot of people are claiming they're bastardizing it because it's all about these fancy positions and like let's show off, and that's goes completely against the meaning of yoga. So it's kind of interesting how it has to make it to the world.
Sure.
Nike released their yoga line. Like
I
that's
don't think
part
you can
of
fight
something that's going to happen.
Can fight it. Yeah.
Last thing.
What's up, Logan?
I just want
What's
to
up,
say,
Logan Paul?
That's a great conversation.
No, I do. I agree. My
Dude, I'll talk about Burning Man for 6 hours.
So help me with this. My problem with Burning Man was I am not good at having nothing to do that isn't always benefiting. Maybe I don't want to say not career. That isn't maybe benefiting my life. I found myself sleeping just to pass the time because I had nothing to do. And sure, you go ride the bikes and you look at a sculpture and you go watch a thing burn.
dude.
And then like what? Like now what?
Dude, that's so funny.
Like
It's like, but I think what the answer to that is like, it's like somebody who can't read being at the library. Like you don't
kind of
have a bind with the kind of things that happen at Burning Man, and which is why they want to keep people like you out of Burning Man because they want people who appreciate the arts, the culture, the sights, the sounds. By the way, I might be in the same boat as you. I don't want to bastardize you.
No, totally. I think
I probably would.
To me,
you definitely would.
To
It's
me,
just an
I
opinion
love
thing.
having 8 days. Well, now there's service out there, which I hate.
There is?
Yeah, dude. People are on their
damn.
phones.
Oh,
it's
damn.
ridiculous. I haven't been in 2 years. And
I
I'm
put my shit
watching
down,
the
which is
Insta-
another thing I learned. I threw it out. Like goodbye phone.
I turn my phone off and only use it for photos. I turn it on airplane mode the whole time. What I love not having anything to do but exist for 8 days. Do you know how liberating that is? Do you know how
So
liberating it is
crazy,
to
bro.
not be in the mode that we're always in here, which is like, how do I keep my life progressing? Which is a great mode to be in.
I know I'm not
love
good
it.
at not
I love
being
it.
in that state.
But going to Burning Man, where like I literally just get to wake up, like breathe and go like, what do I want to do today? I don't know. I'm going to walk that way and see what happens. And like Burning Man's full
I know.
Burning Man's full of, I don't know, art, or like I'm going to stumble upon a dance party or a foam party or a bar. Everything's free and gifted at Burning Man. I don't have to spend money. Like I literally just get to walk and discover what my day is. It's like my favorite place in the world for that. I get you not being able to turn off your little worker brain.
Yeah, bro.
It's
I have a problem.
Deeply healing, and like I need it. I need for my soul to like shut off this like progress mind some of the time and
everybody
just be.
Everybody needs that.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing mental health become such a crisis, and everybody's like, "What? What's going on?" It's like, it's for that exact reason. If you can't unplug from your work, if you can't shut things off, like we know that, like neuroscience is proving this. Like you have to shut off.
I remember at one point, not too many years ago, if you weren't able to shut off from things, you knew that was a mental. Like for me, when I was a kid, and or even in my adult years, and I couldn't put the video games down, or I couldn't stop watching movies, I'm like, this isn't good. Now I see people like Logan in some cases, and people of his, similar age group. They're like, no, I can't do that, but that's okay.
Yeah,
like I'm grinding.
Yeah,
you have to turn it off. If you don't, if you can't turn your work off, life is not happening for you. You're not even living a life,
bro.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You're just not even living a life.
Sort of. See, I gave you this in the van, and you didn't take it.
No. I
give these absolute concrete statements.
Yeah, no, it's
and that's like quite simply not true.
It's part of
that's fair.
But it's part of a balanced life for me, being able to like
turn off,
not need to be this thing or not need to be my progress, but just like just go out and to the woods and just like sit there.
And I admire, bro, but I can do it in the woods.
I bet you can. It's very easy
which
in nature.
Is so odd to me,
and it's so good for your brain, dude.
Yeah.
I can sit in the woods for 7 days and hike for 7 days.
Go on hikes and
easy.
leave your phone, like just for your.
It's different for everybody, right? Like each of us have that thing that we can put hours into and be like, holy shit, that was only 5 minutes. So how was that 10 hours?
For me, it's the water. Like I've always told you that.
Lazy river.
Yeah. And the reason why I like it is because it's the one place that I could go when I'm floating on a raft.
Yeah.
It's for some reason the water does something very calming to my nerves. And I know water's proven to do that in like pets and all kinds of stuff. And people bring their dogs that have arthritis into the water and they feel better. When I'm in the water or on the water, I just feel more calm. And I can put my phone down and just relax.
The thing that I love for just back to Burning Man is like, it's that, and it's so much stress and intensity and work.
A lot. Burning Man is work.
Here's the other thing that people are missing, and something that is hard to change within the culture, but it can ruin it, is people who fly in and fly out, have an RV already there for them. Like for me, the release is I go crazy the month before renting a van, packing a van like 3D Tetris with all this shit that we're gonna need to survive, getting there on no sleep, building a camp with sledgehammers and like my body after having no sleep, building this camp because we need it to survive, to live in these intense ass conditions, building all that, falling asleep, and then waking up and then being able to just drop it.
That is so like,
it's the best.
I
love it.
Yeah. It's exhausting and there's definitely, it's like a cathartic experience when you've then after.
Yes.
I never thought of it like that because I think there's been such a quick trajectory for me that I'm just now realizing, now that you're saying it, that like I may never experience a thing in the right way again. Like yo, when I want to go to a music festival now, I call the music festival people that are putting it on. They say your artist band will be here. Your luxury glamping dome will be ready with Casper mattresses and an air conditioner.
Yeah.
I say, oh God, I hope I can fly private for this. But if I can't, I'm gonna have to fly an economy on Delta. But I fly there, the shit's set up, my food's ready, and then I'm like, oh, I want to go to the show at the festival. Everybody else is walking with their friends. I'm on a golf cart by myself. And then, like, yo, fuck you guys. I didn't realize I'm just alone.
And then you
only at the top, Mike. You really made it, Mike.
And then you wonder
but still enough to realize that it's starting to decay.
And then you wonder why you don't feel like connected at the experience, or you know what I mean? Like sometimes it's not making it the most luxury of VIP.
Yeah.
Like, do it as a real human and you'll actually get like rewarded because some of it'll suck.
Do we have more fun in GA and VIP at Coachella or in the bar artist backstage? Because I know I have more fun when
bet-
we're at the bar and VIP
GA,
and GA going crazy.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's some
So
experience,
weird.
but there's some experiences where doing a VIP is
Oh,
like,
100.
the
Oh, and
total
Coachella is
fucking
one
shit,
of them.
dude.
We all have our artist passes. We get to go back and use the air-conditioned bathrooms.
Yeah,
and
there's
shit.
experiences where you're like,
yeah.
I'm not GA today.
Yo, you should. Do you have a podcast?
No.
You should.
Yeah,
You
for sure.
should.
'Kay.
You're really animated and wise and articulate. I think you'd be good if you had one.
Okay.
Agreed.
I'll do the Life Survival Guide podcast.
Yo,
That's awesome.
Just got.
By the way, we have a guy that can literally do it. Why? They'll
You
do
my
it
guy?
for you. Brad has a whole team.
All right, you're on Logan's payroll. It's great. Logan's gonna pay for my podcast. You, heard it here
should.
first.
And if you named it that, dude, I'm sure there'd be like a little viral spark at
All right.
first. Get
Maybe
sponsors.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
man.
you don't have. By
It's
the way,
ki-
you don't have to pay as long as
it's
you
kind
can
of-
sell ads,
right.
which they'll do for you.
It's kind of what I'm doing at these college talks. Like I'm doing it in person. I just haven't done it on podcast. But this is what
You
I'm doing.
should.
I'm just getting in the rooms.
You're a
with
really
people.
good guest, and we've been talking about a lot of things. You know a lot about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Listen, you sing, man. You also sing.
I do.
That's great. You going on tour?
I'm not going on tour, but I'm opening for Seal.
Seal, right?
Two shows. This is like a
That's
big break
interesting.
in my music
Big
life,
freaking
dude.
deal right there.
I played.
Congratulations,
I
by the
played
way.
my shop in January, which was 50 people, and now I'm going to open 2 shows for Seal at venues that are 2,500 people.
Let's go, dude. Congrats.
Thanks,
bro.
Yeah,
man.
for real.
That's
I'm really
awesome,
excited.
dude.
Hey.
That's so
we got the flashy lights now.
Hey! No, I'm really excited.
How
This
did
is
that
like
happen?
a big. My manager partnered with another manager who manages Seal, so now I'm managed by a Seal's manager, Maya. I love you, Maya and Daniel. Those are my managers.
Shout out.
And yeah, and now some things are happening, and I have this new EP that I Indiegogo'd, and it's it was a good campaign, and now I have this new EP and doing these shows, and I'm really pumped, man.
That's awesome. What kind of music?
Singer-songwriter, like my version of, I don't know, John Mayer, Jason Mraz,
Really?
like my thing with that.
I want to hear some stuff.
You wanna hear?
Cool with it?
Yeah, you want me to play a song?
We got the guitar.
I brought my guitar.
Would you mind giving it to Devin?
Is that
Wow,
for-
this
just
is
for a
so
sec?
weird.
It's kind of convenient.
Yeah, no, I'll
Decided
I'll
to
Well,
play-
look, if we have
I'll
it,
play you
might as
guys
well.
a little ditty. Does this mic? Will this get it?
I think so. I think
It's just like-
yeah, Brad
right?
can turn you up.
All right,
Yeah,
like
we'll be
you
all right.
figure it out, sound guy. Yeah, I'll play.
Is
like
this an
a little-
original?
A little something. Yeah, I'll play an original.
There are times that I feel the weight of the world on me, as if my life has turned into something I can't reach. Where you gonna go? Who you gonna be? What you wanna say? Will you be okay? In the dark of night, can I let the stars shine and say that I won't? No, I won't. Run away, run away, run away from this place. Finding the light. This is my life, this is my life, my life. You might find yourself sinking like you can't breathe. But in this life, to take in air is all you need. You need to open your heart and release, make yourself whole, let the rinse repeat. Now where you wanna go, who you wanna be, what you wanna say. Will you be okay? Be still like night and let the stars shine and play and let go. Just don't go. Run away, run away, run away from this place. Finding the light, this is my life, don't leave. And it's been dark like this before, and it feels like you can't take anymore. But it's a slow climb, it's a slow climb. This is your time, this is your time, your time. If the tunnel is only an illusion, what is the steady thing that beats through the confusion? If my life is meant to be a revolution, I am revolution. What if the tunnel is only an illusion? What is the steady thing that beats through the confusion? What if my life is meant to be a revolution? I am revolution. Oh, I am revolution. Oh, so don't run away, run away, run away from this place. Finding the light, finding the light. This is your life, don't leave. And it's been dark like this before, and it feels like you can't take anymore. But it's a slow climb, it's a slow climb. This is your time, this is your time. It's a slow climb, it's a slow climb. This is your time, your time. It's a slow climb, it's a slow climb. This is your time, this is your time, your time.
Bruh. Yo, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Yo, that was
awesome.
really
Thanks, bro.
good, dude.
Opening for Seal, July 13th, July
Shit.
19th. Wow.
Had the
By far the best, I think,
Yeah.
music performance we've ever had on the show.
had the,
Sick,
the
man.
Blink 182 vibes on that intro and outro, and it's got a lot
Thanks,
of
man,
it touches
Appreciate
on
that.
some of those tones that we've been
It's
talking about, mental
yeah.
health and sticking with it.
Where can we download
Yeah, it's
that
kinda
song
it.
immediately?
It's not out yet.
Exclusive, impulsive exclusive.
It kind of is, man. No one's heard that yet, but I have a video for that. That'll be out probably by the end of the summer.
Bro, that is awesome.
was
Thank
so
you, man.
sick,
That
dude.
is awesome. I love
Appreciate
the
that.
chords on that. And you can play guitar, dude. You can
Yeah.
sing "What Don't You Do."
Listen, I've been building all this up in the dark, man.
I think what I pulled from that is like your life experience, all that shit that you went through has now given you something to actually sing
Hell
about.
yeah.
Like if you didn't go through that, that song that you just played would
Wouldn't
not have
exist.
felt
Straight
the
up,
way
man.
it just did. Bro.
Straight up.
That was powerful.
Straight up. Yeah, like we gotta go through stuff. And that's where, again, like the success can actually insulate you from experiencing the things you need to experience to like say something or actually connect with people. If you're just like built up since you were a kid, it's why I think kid actors sometimes go crazy when they get older.
Damn.
Because
They're not ready for the few things that go wrong.
No,
they're just
they're
used
not.
to
They've
things
just
going
been
right.
built up,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden they're like, "Who am I, and where am I, and what does it mean when it all comes down?" Yeah. So
Well, think about all the like just I say regular, but like people who just go the traditional route, go to college, like think about all the people who go crazy going that route.
right.
Like it's not like we look at these kid actors and be like, oh my God, they go crazy.
But that's
But
'cause
then
we see
the
them in
people
the pub-
saying that are
Dude, that's-
just equally as crazy.
That's so true.
Because I think the bigger problem is that we are so sheltered and we are bred to fear failure. Like when someone like you or you make a mistake, like you don't want to talk to Terry Crews or anybody that's coming in. Like we as a society breed this like you should fear failure. Like, hey, you're getting a C. You're a C student. You're a D student. Like immediately we start to say, oh my God, I'm not as good as somebody else. Like it sucks.
and it's
dude.
the best thing, guys,
Ever.
out there. If you can
Failure's
lean
lit.
into those moments and
best.
not blame when you're experiencing failure, if you can go, I thought I was doing it right and I wasn't, and like, what can I do now? It's
Yeah,
the
just
best,
admitting
dude.
it.
It's
Just
the
a lesson.
best. Just
That's all it
drop
is.
into it, man. You don't have to be perfect.
There's a lot of value in this podcast.
Hey, hey.
Our audience is waking up
Hey, wake up.
one by
Audience.
one, yo. People are waking up. And Eric Weinstein said it was because of the podcast world. Like we are not traditional media. We don't have to answer. We don't have to say the things that like parents want to hear.
Yeah, it's kind of true, and it's long form. It's not these little sensitized like or sanitized like snippets. It's
Yep.
Want to know
A real conversation.
crazy stat to prove what you're saying is 100% true. I just looked it up. Fox News is the #1 watched cable television show, and Hannity, it was one of the examples, it gets or got whenever it was airing, an average of 3 million viewers.
Hannity?
Hannity,
What is Hannity?
which is their #1 show.
He's the number one
Yeah,
show.
he's the
and
number
he's
one. host.
getting 3 million.
3 million. Think
Whereas,
about
like,
that.
Yeah, Joe
Think
Rogan's
about how many-
podcast is what 20 million. You're getting
This
a
is getting a million.
of views.
Yeah.
Right.
We're communicating that they think of how many millions of dollars they're spending on advertising and just placement to have cable and like all this infrastructure. We don't have to do any of that, and we're getting a million people.
If we don't, strictly speaking on like advertisements, if we don't reap the benefits of like the podcast space and the audience like we should, I think we're definitely teeing it up for the next generation of podcasters. Like when
Like me.
like
I'm the next generation.
Exactly. Like when is the digital space going
Make
to
sure
be
you
valued
come
for
give
what
us
it's
a couple
worth?
bucks, bro, on the side.
Yeah,
'cause we
please,
just-
man. No
we can't get
sponsors.
any
No, I'm
damn
gonna forget
sponsors.
about you guys.
No sponsors.
No,
No,
don't do
please
that.
don't. No, come
And
back.
And one very quick, because I know he's probably trying to move, but the people that they talk to on Hannity are people that are locked into their beliefs. They're 40 to 60 years old, 70, 80 years
Right,
old.
right.
We're
Yeah.
talking to a million plus moldable.
it's a
younger
television.
people.
It's a television
Gap, like you
program.
said. Yeah.
It's a program.
Program.
Like that is like designed. That person's there. You know, if they don't agree with what needs to be said, somebody else is going to come in. That we don't have that. You don't have someone behind you saying, "Hey, Logan, this is what you got to tell these kids, and this is what we're got to sell them." Like,
Yeah, it's nice.
Puppet
It's
isn't there.
It's real nice. Hey, do you have any facts? We do segments on the show, and we have a segment called Facts with Spencer. And Spencer always usually comes equipped with dope
Hey,
facts.
bring us some facts, bro. Bring us some fresh hot facties.
It's crazy because I got some good
Factoids?
ones. So, should I wait? Is it?
Well, normally we have a
see
sound
it?
effect that plays.
Did you
I saw
see
it. I
it?
saw it go.
Just went. Hold on.
Brad's giving us the finger. Like, hold on one second. Maybe we just
Maybe-
do the facts.
maybe-
No, I'll get it at
Brad,
some
maybe
point. Go ahead.
maybe both
Go,
you
go,
guys
go
could
ahead.
say
Brad,
it
why are you
instead of
flipping
the
them
sound.
off?
say it.
3, 2, 1. Facts.
There,
Why don't we just say it from now
Why- that's so much easier. So San Francisco.
Is that all that it was?
Facts.
Oh, it's got a little sparkle. It's got a little sparkle to it.
So San Francisco becomes the first U.S. city to ban e-cigarettes.
hey, all right, San Fran.
So
No jewels allowed.
No jewels. Jewels are 70% of the e-cigarette market.
Of course they are.
So much
people are
money.
sucking these things down.
Do you guys live on? I don't.
No,
We do not jewel.
No.
Jewel life is not
do not
welcome
jewel.
in Maverick
I'll hit
household.
him at the. I'll
It's
hit him at
not
the bar.
welcome. It's just like
And it's just
You
not
guys
the
aren't-
environment.
we're just pretty conscious here, dude. Like,
All right,
yeah,
no respect.
That's what I'm saying.
And more so, we just don't really like. I don't know. White
It is
girls
tobacco,
love.
right?
Yeah, nicotine. It's not
Yeah,
tobacco.
it's nicotine,
White
yeah.
girls love jewels. Like, can you imagine how many sad white girls there are in
lots.
San Francisco right now?
Wait. I don't
to
understand.
LA.
What's the shtick with like why smoke jewels?
Okay, so
vaporized.
So vapes.
'Cause you
it doesn't
feel cool.
contain the
It's just
you
a
feel
fad.
cool?
It
yeah,
doesn't.
it's
It
just
doesn't
like a-
contain the
My dick,
tobacco.
dude.
This is the moral situation because a spokesperson
What
from
are you,
Juul,
fucking moron? You're killing yourself.
You don't. Well,
Poisoning your lungs.
Well, this
There's
is
cooler
this is the
things.
debate. Is that a spokesperson from Juul said basically people are gonna end up going back to tobacco. They're gonna smoke tobacco
No,
if
please.
Juuls aren't available or if e-cigarettes aren't available. And Juul is 95% safer than smoking traditional
Facts,
cigarettes.
yeah.
But the reason why they're banning it is because there's no long-term studies. Like it's
Exactly.
completely
We think
legal
it's
for anybody to
safer.
put
But-
a e-cigarette on the market right now.
But think about how funny.
No
yeah, we don't know the
But-
repercussions.
But
of
think
it.
about,
Yeah.
think about how funny that is that they say that. Because e-cigarettes that they don't know the effects of are illegal. But cigarettes, which you know cause cancer, 100%.
fucking weird.
Hands down, could be smoked wherever they want.
That's what they're
It's
saying, too, is
It's
that
the
the-
most ridiculous thing ever.
That is stupid. Oh my
think about
god,
that. That's just
what an odd
ridiculous.
conundrum.
Well, and Marlboro owns
conundrum.
the majority of Juul.
I know.
So
Really?
yeah,
dude,
the
it's
I did
big
not know
tobacco.
that.
tobacco
anyways.
industry owns the
This-
e-cigarettes.
Yeah,
so
they
it's-
just changed their product and are making all the money still.
yeah. So come on, guys, we gotta wake up.
I mean,
All right.
the problem is like, even with like marijuana being legalized, like the problem is kids. Like, if an adult wants to hit a Juul, whatever, but like teenagers, you can't stop your brain as a teenager from doing something that like you're addicted to or that feels good. You're a teenager and your brain's still being molded, but you see all these people vaping or smoking weed or fucking doing the Juuls, and you're like, yeah, this is the best.
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, and there's no long term study on it.
I've just always like, you know when they gave you dare classes in high school?
Yeah, yeah.
And like a lot of kids were like, "Yo, that's fucking stupid." And by the way, like
You were listening?
well,
You got the t-shirt?
and not only I was definitely listening. I got the T-shirt. I never wore it, but like I was listening, and mind you, I was
lit now.
I was definitely like, okay, they're being like a little like exaggerated here, but it was so obvious to me that these things you put in your body hurt your body, which is the thing you live in.
Sure.
So
Yeah, so be aware.
So I never ended up smoking. I think the first time I smoked pot, I was like 19, and still I've done it like only a handful of times in my life, and I don't like it. And even like cigs, never. Juul, never. It's so obvious to me that it's
Yeah, you
fucking
have this
dog.
one body.
You can't
careful
be
with it.
dependent on something. Even so, take out the fact that tobacco is harming you. Like nicotine, you're still going for something that's like drawing you to it. Like most successful people, like you guys, are not consuming a drug that you need. And
I
it's-
am though.
It's
What is it?
Heroin. No.
Damn it! It makes two of us.
I mean, we all do it.
not anymore. Yeah, not anymore. but
He doesn't
shit,
do it
At some point, I did. Fuck.
Sponsored by heroin. No.
Thanks to our sponsor.
You're an
for
edgy
today.
guest, Devin. You're an edgy guest.
Thank God you're an edgy guest. Because the last thing I want is a fucking not edgy guest, bro.
Coffee. I mean, dude, I fucking
Hell
drink
yeah.
coffee like a maniac. And Instagram is my new dopamine fix, dude. I am on Instagram whether there's something new on there or not, because my brain's telling me, get it, dude. Get that thing.
I just one more,
See the
just,
new-
like this.
just one more scroll, man.
Not like this.
Just one more scroll,
Dude,
man.
that's how I feel sometimes.
Just one
I
more
have to
fucking
catch
scroll.
my little tweaker brain, like just check the DMs one more time. Maybe there's something good in there. Maybe there's something new.
Fuck, dude.
He's
I'm so
right.
dumb, dude.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb.
I'm limiting my my Instagram usage. I'm
God,
gonna go
you
on my
have
phone
to.
and hit because I've been on too. I've been on too
It was
much.
designed to do this to our
yeah,
brains.
for
It
sure.
was designed to hook this
Oh,
part
for
of
sure.
ourselves that we have a hard time controlling.
For sure, there's a book called Hooked, which
Yeah.
teaches coders and developers how to do just that.
Exactly.
Hook
To hack
and get people addicted.
someone's brain.
the biggest thing they ever put out that was the biggest hook is their way of making it so like most people they stop using drugs on any given occasion because they run out of drugs.
Sure.
Instagram, YouTube, they've all mastered the fact that your
It's
scroll
forever.
will just
Hey,
go until eternity.
Try this. Not only set the usage, but something that might help you is hiding people's what is you hide when they post.
Mute.
Hide
Yeah.
posts.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
have
like,
any
not
of those.
mute.
don't have it notify you, right?
No. So like, I'll use Mike as an example. If I no longer want to see a post from Mike, but I still follow him because like he's my boy, but I don't care about what he's posting on social, I can hide his posts.
Yeah.
So they disappear.
Got
so
it.
I can see like right now, I think I'm seeing posts from like 50 people, which is
Got
nice.
it.
Keeps my scroll time low. On to
Got
the
it.
next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
I get
It's
that.
crazy how fast all this is happening too, and like the teenagers who are watching this don't understand. Like, this is so new, and it's moving so quickly. Like the Insta story is only a year or two old,
Yeah.
and I remember when it first came out, I'm like, I don't want to look at that
So
shit.
dumb, right?
Now I'm scrolling through Insta
Yeah,
stories.
no,
I'm
no.
like, boop, boop, boop. It's my TV. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are my friends doing?
Yep.
Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
yeah. It's interesting.
It's
Hijack my brain, dude. I'm addicted. They got me.
By the way, I
Steve
feel like
Jobs in the grave. You got me, dude.
You got him.
I feel like everybody's got some fucking crutch too. That's
Yeah,
that's
we
the
all-
other
we
thing.
all
or
have some
sort of
vice
like
or
thing.
some
What's my
crutch.
advice?
It just better be
Yours is sex, bro. Yours is sex. I don't
wait.
tell you,
Before we go,
I don't even have to. I don't
Before
even
we
have
go,
to think
tell me about
it.
this date. Are you dating a grown woman with children?
Are you gonna bail on this? I'll just leave it.
4 children or 4 women with children?
4 women with children.
4 children with women.
Four.
You're dating a woman with 4 children.
I'm not. I'm going on one date.
This is a first date.
Yes, it's tonight. But you know, yeah, it's interesting. Have you
By
ever
the way,
dated-
they know
What?
who she is online.
No, you're lying.
Yeah, well, our last podcast was out. Well, we were filming
Is it
this
Kate
one.
Beckinsale?
It's all
Who is it?
over Twitter.
Is it Kate Beckinsale?
Bro, you can't give that many clues.
she's the
You
only
gave too
one.
many clues.
Like 15 fucking clues,
She's the only
bro.
one in
No, no,
Dude,
it's not. It's not who you think.
It's not how you think. You're all, and I've seen your responses,
It's
and they're
not
all
Kate
wrong.
Beckinsale.
Okay.
By the way, I talked to Kate Beckinsale once.
Cool.
And when I was talking to
Love
her,
her.
though, when I was talking to her, bro, I could tell she was into younger dudes.
Yeah,
and
I
it
mean,
turns
it's kind
out
of
I
been her
was right.
thing, yeah.
I didn't know. When I was talking to her, I was like,
I can't wait to meet her.
It's been way too friendly. She likes younger dudes, but yeah, dude.
All right, so you're going on a first date. How you
It's
feel,
just-
man?
I feel good. I'm confident. How long can I be like? Because with girls my age, I'll crack a joke or be goofy or like cheesy a little bit in a meta way, like knowing I'm cheesy and like super self-aware type. But how long is that gonna last? And how do I talk about anything that I do because she probably doesn't know much about.
Yes, she does.
Whatever, she
She
knows.
knows enough.
Yeah, she knows enough.
Because her smoking hot daughter.
And
No,
whatever,
no,
just-
no more
she-
clues, you fuck.
Shit.
No more
Her
clues.
smoking hot daughter's also has a large Instagram.
Oh my God! Is her daughter your age?
She's
I
like,
bet
yeah,
she
it's pretty
is.
close.
The good thing is,
Wow, this is
she's
strange.
47, so she's not a digital native. She's probably
Stop
not
with the
watching
clues.
the.
You gave her exact age, Spencer? Good
No,
Lord.
stop.
Dude, this
Yeah, we
is-
gotta move on, bro.
This is
No, I'm serious
your
because
Your date's already fucked, so we
It's-
should move on because
we
it's
can just-
already
we can
it's already
bleep-
a bust.
we can
She's
bleep
already-
all this out.
She's already reading about the date
Don't
you guys
bleep it
have
out.
tonight on Twitter right now.
All right, listen. Hey, can we? Can we
She's already getting tweets from the Low Gang like,
stop.
better have a good
Not like
day.
this, please.
You better treat him like a prince because
Please
we
stop.
love him.
Not like this. Can we?
If you hurt him, I'll slap the shit out of you. I'm 12.
I'll come to your house. I'll beat you up, you jerk face, doo-goo bopper.
sorry to make fun of you, Low Gang. I didn't mean it. I love you.
Oh, yeah,
I don't
you
think.
fucked
I don't.
up,
Well,
dude.
also, I don't know
kidding,
if like some of the low gang
I know.
watches this. You know, this is a bit. We're
Oh,
aged
oh,
up,
oh,
though.
got
but
it.
the
This
low
isn't
gang's
the whole
growing
Low
up.
But I'll
They're
tell you-
learning.
but I'll
They're
tell you
learning,
what.
and I love them.
But I'll tell you what. If anyone's still watching right now at this 1 hour and 48-minute mark, it's the fucking Low Gang. Trust me. They're like
Oh,
this.
we're on this
They're like
long
this.
podcast.
Yeah, they're like,
Sick,
they're
dude.
like, I wonder what he says at the very, 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 very end.
They
want to
know everything about
Bro, I
about you.
guarantee in a week, Logan's gonna come home with like one of those polo like golf button ups. He's gonna like shake all
khaki
of our
pants,
hair.
top size.
He's gonna have khakis.
Then he's
tucked in
gonna
shirt.
really be calling me Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey,
Good to see you,
hey,
man.
Mike.
You guys want to go catch a quick round of 9?
You want to catch a quick 9 down at the Encino Links?
Oh, I gotta hit the hay early.
I would love that. How awesome would that be if I would just stop being a fuck boy? Because this woman, she changes me. She changed my
I
life.
guarantee it's happening, dude. I guarantee.
You know what I'm worried about? The last thing I'm gonna say. This one, I don't know if this will fly. I don't know if anyone's thought about this.
Ooh, I like these ones.
The tattoo.
Wait, what?
Shoot.
Dude,
We
every
were talking
problem.
about this
It
morning, bro. I
sucks
was like,
shit.
Fill me in.
I think you're gonna get it removed at some
Oh
point.
God,
bro.
what do you have, dude?
Squirtle next to his dick.
Right
like,
next
can
to
you
his
imagine, like, can you
cock.
imagine this 47-year-old beautiful ex-cover girl? Stop! They knew this. I already said this. They're
is
having a
amazing,
conversation,
dude.
and he's like, and like she kind of skews up on the age thing, and he's like, I've had some pretty pronounced guests on the show. We've had we've had Alex Jones and some other people, and the conversation has been quite riveting most of the time. She's like, wow, he's much more adult than I thought. Let's go back to my place and fool around. She pulls his
Squirtle
pants down, and
tattoo.
there's
No,
fucking Squirtle with sunglasses, and she just flips out. She's like, get the fuck out of my house, loser! I hate you.
Or it works in your benefit.
It's kind
She's
of
like, I love
Pokemon.
Squirtle.
Oh,
Squirtle is my favorite.
No, I know what I'm gonna do.
You gotta find out if she likes Pokemon.
I'm gonna lie. Straight up.
Yeah, that's all. That's always a good strategy.
I'm gonna tell her.
about
I'm gonna
that.
tell her it's
It's always a good strategy.
It's an omen of a symbol that meant something
not
very
even a
special to
sentence.
my grandmother.
Yo, say it's a fucking portrait of Kong, dude.
This is
To
what my
be like,
dog
this
looked
is a
like.
portrait of my dead dog. He was eaten by coyotes. It means a lot to me. And she'll be like, and then she's
I'm
already
gonna lie.
down there.
Why
and
does
now
he
she's
look like
feeling
a
bad.
turtle with sunglasses? That's a cartoon.
With the
That's what he
tattoo
looked like.
artist.
The
Yes.
tattoo artist. He was high. He was
He
high.
was cool. He was high on fucking acid when he designed it.
Your
Yeah,
date's busted,
I
dude.
know. I'm worried about it.
Your date's
It's
busted.
more of just like a can I do it? Can I survive? Stay tuned. Hey, can we go to the audio only?
Let's do it.
It's
Oh,
like
I got
this,
some
but it's audio only.
juicy
What?
ass shit for audio only.
Wait, what
Well,
happens?
There needs to
now?
be some sort of incentive to get people to listen to us on
listen.
Spotify
Yeah,
and
sick.
iTunes instead
All right.
of just viewing
And
us.
today there's an actual reason because it is. I got some juicy shit.
Oh, fine.
All right,
What is it?
sick.
Do you want to maybe give them a hint so we can get them
it's
over there?
about the mistake you made, the bad one.
Okay.
It's something that seems kind of similar to it, but people are just letting it roll out.
Oh, I saw that. Okay, cool. All right, so audio only.
Bye, viewers.
No, but also,
But,
what are your
hello,
socials?
listeners.
And, and thank
Nice.
you.
Oh, what are my socials?
Social medias. You have them.
At Devin Work Harder, WERKHARDER. It's like my last name, but work
Big
harder.
facts. And when's your tour day or your
Yeah,
open
July
day for Steel?
13th up at the Mountain Winery up near San Jose, and then July 19th at the Pearl Theater in Vegas.
Very
man.
cool. Very cool, bro.
And then I got Crown Vic coming out at some point.
That's right.
which
That's
is a
right. New
sick
movie. Crown Vic. You don't know when it's coming out yet?
Nah, we don't know it yet. But Alec Baldwin producing, Thomas Jane leading in it. I just play this. I'm like a small role, but I'm this gnarly little character, dude. It's
Very
super
cool.
fun.
Very cool.
Yeah, Crown Vic. I don't know. That's
Okay,
it.
cool.
That's what I got. New EP, it's coming. Just follow my stuff.
Keep
if
your
you
eyes
like
peeled
me.
for Crown Vic. Can I see? What is this?
This is bad. Dude.
Audio
We gotta
only,
discuss it
audio
in the
only, audio only, audio
All
only.
right, we're going
Do
to.
we switch over?
Yes,
I
right
know
now.
it's about my date. All right, we're audio only. Bye. We love you guys. Subscribe. Bye. How bad is it?
Lord.
I wish they could see us right now because I am fucking flustered.
I want to see what's happening.
This
wait, let me see,
is
let me see.
This is just,
No.
Wow.
Let me see.
and you usually right now you would say the following, not like this.
Not like this.
Not, yeah.
I gotta stop exploiting my life. Just let me see.
I don't know if you want to.